Welcome to the first video of the first day. Here we are going to see the functions of food on our body. To begin with, let's see what does food mean to us.
Is it a ritual?
A social event?
Is it a boring activity?
Or a desire?
Or it is something that you always look forward to? What is it? What is the food? So scientifically, if you see, the food has main three functions for our body, that is growth, energy and maintenance. What is growth? Now just remember that when you were a child, you used to have milk, then you started having semi-solid food, then solid food, and more of it, more and more of it. Now whatever your body is made of right now is made of the food, isn't it? So that means the food has helped you grow in your body weight.
Correct. And when you are performing day-to-day activities, for that you need energy. From where does this energy come? It comes from the food that you have. And one day you might have experienced, if you don't have food, you feel drained out, you feel so less on energy. And that's why energy is one of the functions of the food.
And also the maintenance of the body. There are millions and zillions of cells in the body. And where do you think that energy or the maintenance that comes from? It's from the food, right? There are so many nutrients inside the food that are available that will help, along with the microorganisms present in the body. They will help in maintain the body in what we are on a day-to-day life. So these are the actual functions of food on the body. Now let us look at the nutrition in very briefly. Now there is a disclaimer which I am also going to make it in the end, that this is not an academic subject for you. It is from the perspective of the food, from the perspective of the cooking. Now what all you need to know. These are the things that you ought to know in a very laymanish language. You don't have to be very technical or highly scientific about it.
So there are two types of nutrients, macronutrients and micronutrients. What are these macronutrients? Macronutrients are the nutrients that are required for your body in more amount or quantity, and this includes carbohydrates, protein, fats and lipids and water.
And the micronutrients are something which you do not need in big quantity for your body, but definitely essential, such as vitamins and minerals. Now let us look at them one by one. Again, very briefly, carbohydrates are broken into two, simple and complex carbohydrates. Simple are those which are absorbed quickly by the body, and complex carbohydrates are those which are not absorbed quickly. The body takes its own time to absorb them. The examples for simple carbohydrates are fruits, vegetables, milk and milk products. And the examples for complex carbohydrates are whole grain beds, cereals, starchy vegetables, legumes, millets and so on.
So let's see what is GI, glycemic index. It's a reference as to how fast and for how long our body processes the sugar or the carbohydrates as energy in our body.
So the glycemic index is a number present inside the food which will determine what is the amount that the body has to release, the insulin or the sugar, in order to give it energy. Now when we have the food with high glycemic index, that means that the body releases the insulin very fast in order to digest the food. When we have the food with low glycemic index, that means the body is taking its time to digest it. Which is better, you think? The one with low glycemic index, right? So you must always look out for the food with low glycemic index, low GI, such as millets and some heirloom grains. They have very low glycemic index. They are good for the body.
So proteins. What are proteins?
Proteins are broken down in the body and they provide the fuel to the muscle mass and also help in metabolism.
There are two types of proteins, complete proteins and incomplete proteins. Complete proteins, also known as animal proteins, they are present in meat, fish, eggs, milk, cheese and yogurt.
They are known as 8 amino acids.
And incomplete proteins, they are present in nuts, pulses, seeds, cereals and vegetables.
Now let us look at vitamins. Vitamins, they are available in the form of tablets, but we don't essentially refer to that. We refer to the vitamins which are naturally available in the food. Okay, so there are two types of vitamins. One is water soluble, the other one is fat soluble. So what do? They regulate your body, they release energy in the body, and different vitamins have different functions in the body. They're very essential for the normal functioning of the body, and they are required in small amounts. Now these vitamins have been named as alphabets: vitamin A, B, C, D, E and K. You must have heard of vitamin B, B6, B12 and so on, and vitamin C. Basically these have different functions in the body. Now when they talk about the carrots, good for eye, that means the vitamin E is working there. Vitamin D is through the sunlight, it helps the skin. So as you have the different amounts of vitamin, they will be helpful for different organs of the body.
So few food items where these vitamins are present are legumes, peas, bread, pasta, eggs, milk, fruits and so on, and vitamin E is present in carrots, pumpkins, squash, leafy vegetables and nuts.
Now what are these minerals? You must have heard of mineral water. Mineral water is supposed to have the mineral content in it, and they are bifurcated into major and trace minerals. Major minerals contain the magnesium, calcium, phosphorus, sulfur, sodium, potassium, chloride and things like that. They help in having healthy skin, they help in bone health, they also nourish our hair, nails and water levels in the body.
And trace minerals are iron, selenium, zinc, manganese, chromium, copper, iodine, fluoride and molybdenum. These minerals carry oxygen, they help in building immunity and maintaining our blood pressure.
Now why do you think that we are telling you all these things? Why is it important for all of us to know at least this much of science? Alright, so let us look at them. You do not have to know them academically, at least as far as our course is concerned. You have to know them just in bits and pieces. That is enough, because you have to let this information sink in your subconscious mind. And when you go ahead of this, with many other courses, many other videos in the course, then you will know that how important it is, this particular information, in order to cook the kind of the food that is good for your body and good for your mind. And what you have in mind is what you have in action, because healthy mind helps in healthy body.
Very true.
So with this we conclude this particular video. We encourage you to go and do a little bit more research about all these micro and macronutrients, minerals, vitamins and so on. If you can, if you want to remember more about it, it is very good. Otherwise also it is just fine. Just know that these things exist in the food, and what are the foods that are good for the body. So we will conclude with this video and let us jump to next video soon.
Bye.